Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a cook with me, meal prep, what I eat in a week type of video. For breakfast, I like to have options. So this week's meal prep is going to be pancakes and oatmeal. I will show you how I make that in a second, but I wanted to show you guys the two items that I will be making with a side of strawberry for both. For my lunch, I also like to have options. In this week's meal prep, I am going to be having salad and I'm also going to be having tuna. This salad contains beans, corn, cucumber. It contains chicken breast as well. And for this, I actually got two different ranches. One is the Chipotle ranch dressing and the other one is just a regular ranch dressing. I do add croutons onto here, but I'm very careful. I only put 2 tablespoons of croutons, and I use garden salads for this salad. I also make some tuna, which I love. I love tuna, and I can eat that with crackers or bread. For dinner, I have also 2 options. One option is going to be beef stir fry with some veggies, and I'm gonna also cook some rice with that. And the other option is oven baked chicken, asparagus, and potatoes. I'm also gonna include some snacks. I love snacking on grapes, string cheese, and Jello. Okay, so our first option is these pancakes that I'm about to make with this pancake mix that influencer sent me that I'm very excited to try because it's protein pancakes. You know, I am trying to live on this healthier lifestyle, so anything healthy is great for me. I used, I believe, 1 cup of the pancake mix, and I added water little by little because I like a certain consistency with my pancakes. It smells a little funny, I'm not gonna lie. It doesn't smell like regular pancakes, but it tastes amazing. So don't let the scent scare you. I will definitely buy this again. Okay, so once I have the consistency I like in my batter, I go ahead and pull out my butter and I make sure I put a small amount of butter onto the pan so that my pancakes do not stick to my pan. I also used a pretty deep spoon that I have in my kitchen to scoop up the right amount for medium-sized pancakes. And the moment of truth is when you have to flip that pancake, girl. Yes, perfect. And there's my happy dance. So while my pancakes are being made, I also decided to make my oatmeal. 1 cup of dry oatmeal, and I just filled the bottom of it with water. Once that gets boiled up, I end up adding 3 cups of my 2% milk into the mix. What the water does is it makes it nice and soft before the milk gets added on, so it just cooks faster. It makes the oats cook faster. So once the milk and the oatmeal boil, I add some pure cane sugar into the mix. I mix it up and I lower the flame a little bit so I don't burn my oatmeal. This is totally optional. I do it because I hate the flavor of milk alone, so I need some type of sweetness. After I add the sugar, I put a lid on it so it cooks faster. Okay, and for my pancakes, I like to cut up some strawberries and add them over top. And of course, I use my Aunt Jemima syrup. I don't like any other syrup. I add 2 tablespoons and option 1 is done. For option 2, I decided to take 1 cup of the oatmeal that's already cooked, and I actually added some frozen blueberries that I had in my fridge that I totally forgot about. And I actually love the combination of the oatmeal with the blueberries. And since they are frozen, it helps cool it off a little bit in case you are going to eat it at that moment. I love how it turns purple. And here you go. Option 2 of the meal prep for breakfast is done. And now for our lunch, option 1, we're going to cook some chicken breast, season it with whatever seasoning you want, and make sure you weigh it and get about 4 ounces of the chicken. The chicken I place in a separate container. I add 1.5 cups of the garden salad. I add 2 tablespoons of the croutons, and I make sure I am going to add some beans and some corn to it to make it even more yummier. After adding the corn and the beans, I go ahead and close my Tupperwares nice and tight. Make sure it stays nice and crisp. Everything thankfully always does. It always tastes really good. I do add some ranch or whatever dressing of choice that I want for the day in either a little Ziploc or in a smaller container, just so that my salad doesn't get all soggy. Option 2 for lunch this week is going to be the tuna. Everybody likes tuna their own way, so I won't really go into detail. All I know is for mine I put corn, mayo, and salt, and that's how I like my tuna, and I enjoy it with crackers or tostadas. Okay, so for option 1 for our dinner, I'm going to bake some chicken, potatoes, and asparagus, and this is the seasoning that I decided to use. Just cut up all the veggies, all the meat. Turn on your oven to about 350. Once you have seasoned everything, you toss it up all together. Just go ahead and pop that into the oven for about an hour. That's how long I like to leave it, just in case, 30 minutes at a time, so that I can be mixing it all together, making sure everything gets flavor and everything gets cooked evenly. So while one of our options is being baked in the oven, we're going to start with option number 2. We're going to put some oil into a pan, and we're going to get our meat, and we're going to cut it up and add some seasoning to it before we add our veggies. I tend to always use different kind of seasoning just because I like to experiment with stuff. But for this one, I'm going to use a good old faithful Lawry's seasoning salt, and also some Memphis seasoning as well that I found at the grocery store, that I actually ended up falling in love with. This seasoning is really yummy. One step that I completely forgot to record was that I am making some white rice on the side to go with this meal. Pretty much the basic easy way to cook your rice is the 1 cup of rice and 2 cups of water and just enough salt to give it some flavor. So I go ahead and cover my meat and finish cooking it until it browns. While that cooked, I pulled out the chicken from the oven, and look at how yummy. I made sure I mixed it all together before I put it back in. So once I noticed that my meat browned, I went ahead and added all the veggies from this little bag. By the way, I got all of this food from Aldi. It was my first time at Aldi. I was very impressed. Everything was very reasonably priced and fresh. All the veggies and the fruits, everything was really great there. I will definitely be going back as well. So while all of this cooks together, I just go ahead and stir it a little bit. I believe I did add some soy sauce into this and a little bit of the Worcester sauce. And that is definitely up to you if you want to add it. If not, just like this, it's really, really, really good. Alright guys, so this is going to be it for my second meal option for this week's meal prep. This honestly is very time consuming at first. The one day you cook for like a few hours, but it is all worth it in the end because you get to come home and enjoy some time at home, not really having to worry about cooking. So once I am done cooking, I go ahead and place everything into bigger containers. I don't individually set it up, like I don't put a meal together for every day. Like I come home from work and I end up putting in a container what I'm going to take in for the next day, just so that my fridge isn't overpopulated with Tupperwares. But yes, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And if there's anything you guys want to see, please let me know in the comments down below. Thank you.